Hello everybody, I'm Leora Sims, and today I am finally doing the AWESIM tag, or awesome tag. This tag was created a year or more ago by Tamarliel, and I was tagged to do it by Pheebie Lu a year or so ago. Please look in the description for Pheebie Lu's channel, and of course Tamarliel's channel. The first question is, how long have you been playing The Sims? I have been playing The Sims since Sims 3 came out. I believe I began playing The Sims 3 about 3 years in, because I remember getting late nights right away, but having to wait for Generations. And Generations was the first expansion pack that I, as a simmer, had to wait for. Next question. Who told you about The Sims? No one told me about The Sims. I discovered The Sims because I am a music lover and a singer who loves storytelling. First and foremost, I am a writer. And I was spending a great deal of time on YouTube searching for fan-made music videos. And a lot of the music videos that I saw were created in Sims 2. And I was really impressed with Sims 2 based on what I saw, and I was impressed with what creators could do with Sims 2. So I researched and found out that it was difficult to get Sims 2, but there was Sims 3. So I started with Sims 3 because I thought if I was impressed by Sims 2, then why not Sims 3? And at least it was a storytelling game. Later on, I found out that my friend had been playing Sims 2 for years, and she never told me about the game. And I was very surprised, since we shared a lot of our interest, and we're the kind of friends that, especially at that time, geeked out together. The next question: who is your favorite sim, I guess, or sim family from the game? Well, I have favorite sims from the Sims 3 game, which were created by the Sims team. And then I have the Sims that I created, which are by far my most favorite. So let me start by telling you my favorite Sims 3 Sims team created Sims. In The Sims 3, there is a bin of families that a player could use. And they could begin with those families instead of playing as the gods or I'm trying to think of another big Sims family, or the pancakes. Although the pancakes I don't believe the pancakes are part of any other Sims game. Please let me know in the comments if the pancake family came before the Sims 4. I would appreciate it. But they were extra Sims that you could use that already had skills, usually. And my favorite from this bin was Gwen. And Gwen was artistic and she wore jeans. And she has, I believe it's the first household in the bin actually too. She has a roommate who is a friend of hers, and you decide as a player whether they're going to be more than friends or just stay friends. So they were my favorite household from the bin. Then my other favorite from the Sims team was Justine and Marty Keaton. Justine was in the police career. Her husband was in the athletic career. And Justine, at the beginning of the game, is pregnant with her and Marty's first child. In fact, I may recreate the Keaton family in The Sims 4 at some point. my favorite sim that I created thus far is Lauren Mentz. And Lauren is a part of my Get Together Let's Play, my Get Together Newcrest Let's Play. The last episode of that Let's Play, for now, will be this week. I say for now because for my Get Together Newcrest Let's Play, there will be a second season eventually. And there are just so many Sims that I created that are my favorites. And there's so many Sims that I have ideas for that I haven't created yet that I'm sure will become my favorite. I'm very excited about the brand new expansion pack coming to The Sims 4 in about 12 days from now. And I'm already thinking of storylines for that, when that expansion pack comes out, don't worry, there will be a Let's Play on my channel. I'm not sure if it's coming out the first day, probably not, but look out for it. I do a lot of preparation before a Let's Play, and I'm trying to do as much preparing as I can now, but just remember that I haven't seen the game yet, so I'm gonna have something out as soon as possible, and there will definitely be a new Let's Play for specifically for City Living, and City Living will have a brand new cast of characters, and that is why I'm ending the first season of Get Together Newcrest. And I happen to be in a good place to end it. Okay, just looking for the next question. Please bear with me. What is your favorite part of the game? My favorite part of The Sims is that I get to tell stories and see my stories unfold on a screen, really. I have written a lot of short stories, and I've written books, and I have a book in the works, and I'm planning on writing another one. And I take my characters from books sometimes, and I recreate them in The Sims with different names because I don't want to mess with copyright, and I don't want someone stealing my names, but I know which Sims come from my books, and the storylines that I create in The Sims are oftentimes storylines from the pages of a book that I am writing or that I'm thinking of writing. So I changed details and I changed names just because I want to get everything copyrighted and I don't want somebody stealing my names, the names of my characters, because I spend a lot of time thinking of names. And I found that creating Sims and then sitting down to write about them really helps because I spend a lot of time on character development. So sometimes a sim will start out in the Sims game and end up in a future book. So it really helps me to tell stories. It also helps me with fan fiction, meaning if I like a certain book and I want a character's story to continue, I can do that in The Sims. And that's how I found The Sims to begin with, because I was looking for fan-made music videos. Particularly, I was looking for things on the Phantom of the Opera at that time that I discovered The Sims. So that is my favorite part of it. And because I love to tell stories, playing The Sims is a tremendous stress reliever for me. Next question. Bear with me. I think I did some of these questions out of order, but that's okay. Okay, if you were a sim, what traits would you have? Well, I like to think that I'm a complex individual and that I as a sim would have many traits. One of my favorite things about The Sims are the traits that you can give a sim and how those traits play out in game. So, I would definitely be a good sim because I spend enormous amount of time thinking about how I can be a better person and how I can make this world a better place. And I'm so sorry if that sounds corny, but you can't imagine how much time I spend contemplating this and trying to do things to brighten people's day. So I would definitely be a bookworm. It's quite possible that I could be a geek. I've always liked things like Star Trek. I've always read a lot. And I read a lot when my peers did not read a lot. In fact, a lot of my peers still don't read a lot, but I do. I love books. Obviously, since I love storytelling. And because I love a good story, I love to find TV shows that have a good storyline so I can geek out about a show. I like to play The Sims, um, so I'm now interested in video gaming and um, Sims-like games. I was interested in the Villagers, which was a game that recently came out, but I didn't bring it to my channel and I didn't purchase it because I have a visual impairment and I watched someone else do a let's play of the Villagers and I felt that the print was too small, but I would have loved to play it. So far we have good and geek and bookworm. I'm definitely family oriented. And I am definitely creative. And I love that creative trait because the creative trait in The Sims 4 encompasses all, pretty much so far, all creativity. That means you could be a good writer as a sim, or you could be a good musician, or you could be a good cook. And I would definitely categorize myself as creative because I'm also a singer, and anything that I could do to create makes me really happy. Now, I believe in The Sims 3, you had the choice of picking 5 traits, so that's what I just did. Um, I definitely have the aspiration to have a successful family. Family is extremely important to me, and finding love is extremely important. But when I say love, I mean real love, not too superficial. I'm talking the kind of love that lasts, and there is love like that. I know people that have had it, and that's what everyone I think that's what everyone wants to some degree. Okay, and if you were a sim, where would you live? As of now, I think the best place for me to live as a sim would be Windenburg, because to me Windenburg has a little bit of everything. I believe it has a little bit of city. Um, it has a little bit of country. It even has a beach, sort of. It has the bluffs. And I like a world that has a little bit of city, a little bit of suburbs, and a little bit of country. So for right now, it would be Windenburg. And there's a part of me that would say Bridgeport, but Bridgeport doesn't seem like a place that would be handicapped accessible to me. I have a disability, and I have a physical disability, and I have a slight visual impairment, and Bridgeport, as beautiful as it is, and as much as I loved late night, that world was very hard for me to play in. It was hard on my eyes. And cities aren't generally handicapped accessible because they're so old, and a lot of people just don't think about handicapped accessibility a lot of the time. Um, Next question. Do you use custom content? No, I do not use custom content. I use things only provided to me by the Sims team. That means no custom content and no mods. Simply because we all have problems and things that we have to go through in life that are really serious and really important. So I don't like to create unnecessary stress for myself. And I know me. And I know that if I got a bad piece of custom content, that it would cause me hours and hours of frustration and stress, and that's why I won't use it. I'm sure most of it is good, most of it doesn't cause a problem. You know, I've talked to many people. Um, I know of many people that have custom content in their game. I've never heard them say that especially in The Sims 4, that they had a bad piece of custom content. But I just don't want to take the chance because I don't want the unnecessary stress. And we have plenty of content coming to us from the Sims team. And I know it's all supported, and it's just, I want to have a stress-free simming experience. That said, custom content creators are very talented, and sometimes I look at something and I say, I wish that wasn't custom content, because I really want it, but I will not take the risk of having custom content in my game. I don't want to have to uninstall The Sims and reinstall it. The same goes for mods, and I don't want to disable my mods every time there's a game update, which happens once a month. I was thinking of creating custom content just to see if I could do it, because to me that seems like something very fun to do. But then I thought to myself, I don't think I want to start doing that because I don't want to create bad custom content, and I don't, even if my custom content is good, I don't want to create custom content for you guys to put in your game if I won't put it in mine. But I think if you learn how to make custom content, I would imagine it's a great learning experience if you're into computers, which I am. Okay, the next question is, what is your favorite expansion pack? So far, my favorite expansion pack is Get Together, because I use it all the time. I use every hairstyle. I use all the clothing. I just I just love it. And the traits are pretty cool, but I probably use that expansion pack so far the most. In The Sims 3, my favorite expansion pack is a tie between seasons and generations. And in The Sims 2, if I played it, I really think that my favorite expansion pack would be Open Open for Business. And I know pretty much almost nothing about The Sims 1. What is my least favorite expansion pack? Well, in The Sims 4, so far, I don't have a least favorite. The one that I use the least is probably Get to Work. Even though I love the careers in Get to Work, especially the doctor career. But I tend to use the Create a Sim items less, and I just don't use Get to Work as much because it only had 3 careers. I'm happy that this new expansion pack will have more careers. I'm not sure if they're all going to be active. I don't even care if they're active. I just want more careers in the game. My least favorite expansion pack in The Sims 3 was probably Supernatural, just because I used it the least, even though I loved it. And sometimes, depending on the story I was telling, I didn't want supernaturals in my town, and I would have to filter it out. Okay, what do I want back in The Sims 4? That's the next question. I want a lot of careers. I want a teaching career. I want a lawyer career, which I heard was in The Sims 2. Um, I want toddlers back, of course. I want to be able to do more things with babies. Although we can do more with babies in The Sims 4 than we could do in The Sims 3. I want strollers back that came with generations in The Sims 3. I want bicycles back and the eco-friendly traits I want the vegetarian trait back, which we will be getting back in this next expansion pack. City living. What else do I want? I want seasons back. I want animals back. I want anything that makes the game more realistic. Okay, now we're at that time where I have to tag someone to do the AWESIM tag. So, I tag ambrjet and wholesimmer18. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I so appreciate it. Be happy, and please stay tuned to my channel for new content.